What's going on YouTube? Nick Corona here. Just got my 1080 in the mail and oh my god, I can't wait to open it. It has been so long getting this. It took me forever to get this, let me tell you. So I started out by ordering two on Amazon and I thought I'd get them right away because I got Prime. And of course, like many of you have probably experienced, I ended up waiting like 2 weeks and I'm literally sitting in my house watching the tracking as it's about to be delivered, and all of a sudden it says delivered and a made up name, and it literally says delivered to me in Atlanta, Georgia, and then I look at the tracking details and it got delivered to some random person in Scottsdale, Arizona. So I contacted the seller and was kind of like, what the hell? And they basically told me it was a complete mistake. They sent it to the wrong person. The whole thing was so sketchy. And I basically was like, whatever, I'll wait a little bit longer for the card. And then it never came. They offered me a different card, and then that card ran out of stock. And at that point, I was like 3 or 4 weeks in, and then I finally refunded the item because I never even got it. And I left them bad feedback, and they were so upset by it that they actually paid me $100 just to delete my feedback. I mean, it really was less money than if I would have had the card and been mining, but I guess that's how much they really care about their ratings. And not to mention, they literally sent two cards to a stranger, so they lost a lot of money on that, and I don't know. So either way, I was back to searching, and I was able to scoop up this 1080 for $760, like 2 weeks ago, and it just came today. Which is a good price. The cheapest I saw one on there today was $820. I definitely will include a link below if you want to check out, what they're going for. It's a great card. It just made more sense with the ROI and everything than the 1080 Ti. So today I'm going to be unboxing this and seeing what it can do. Now, you might be wondering what's behind me. If you've seen my other videos, you may have seen me talk about and use my bit rig, which is basically, this mount, which allows you to install GPUs and stand them, which is great for, if you have a few cards or you're adding a couple to your desktop. But I really wanted to make something scalable that I could literally fill like an entire wall with and not have to do racks or anything. And that's where my new version of my new bit rig comes into play. All these hexagons link together, and you'll be able to stack them to the ceiling basically. I'm making the motherboard holder right now, so it'll kind of go in the middle, and I'll definitely get in here and show you guys some close-ups so you can kind of see what the rest of that looks like. But the project is going very well. If you're interested, make sure to subscribe to my page so you can follow the development of this, and potentially if you want to buy one, depending on interest, I might just do a Kickstarter. We'll see what we can do, but it's going very well, and I can't wait to show you guys more of that. But now for this 1080. So I got the EVGA. Let me get the plastic off. This is a big box. I got the EVGA. It's the 8 gig. And yeah, 1080. So can't wait to see what this thing can do. If I look like I'm really hot, it's because I'm really hot. Because I'm a miner in Georgia, and this is what summers are gonna be like until we pay crazy amounts for air conditioning. Until then, I'll take the breeze. Alright. Do not return to the store. EVGA offers direct consumer service. Thanks. Well, I've been buying a lot of cards. I've been buying mostly 1060s and 1050s, and I just straight off the bat, this box is nice. This is great. This is way nicer than what the other cards come in. So let's see what we got here. Oh shit, yeah. This smells amazing. Instructions, never need those. We don't ever need those. Alright. Yeah, pretty standard. I mean, that's what you get. Their packaging was slightly more fancy. Let's see what else we got in here. Probably an adapter. Got two things in here. Alright, I think that's everything out of the box. Yeah, there's nothing under there. Let's see what we got. I love goodies. This one is an 8-pin to 2 6-pin adapter. In case you don't have an 8-pin on your power supply, you can use 2 6-pins. Cool. Might need that, never know. I've used all of them so far. It's good to just keep these things around. You never know when you're going to change up power supplies. If you have one that just has, you know, six plug connectors, you know, then you're going to get your 8. So it just came with 2 of these, so you can get both your 8s. So it comes with 2 of these, so that you can take 2 6-prong connectors and go into one 8-prong. Otherwise, you can always order these ones, which you can plug in 1 6 and you get out 2 8s. So a little bit better in my opinion, and I'll definitely put a link in the description for this splitter. Alright, now for the card. And did I mention it's hot in here? Alright. God, new technology just smells so great. These are so cool. Like, just this huge metal plate is, it's just badass. I mean, growing up with this stuff, you know, gaming since the 90s, it's come so far. And I mean, that's just epic. That's pretty. And that's the ugly side. Take this little condom off. Oh, shit, yeah. I love it. Go ahead and get this bad boy to work. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Alright. Bam. I can't wait to see what this thing can do. Alright. So let's see what this bad boy can do. For time's sake, I went ahead and took out one of the little 1050s, and we're going to throw in this 1080 in its place. It's real cool. With the honeycomb setup, you can take one out. It's really easy to just put a graphic card in. I literally have it set up so you just attach the riser and you put 1 screw in the top and you're good. And you know, I use a hand screw. I just go snug, and there you have it. It's in there. This whole thing is great. They're all attached. It keeps everything nice and neat. And then, like I said, once the motherboard fits in here, you can just pick up your whole rig, put it wherever, stack all your rigs together to the ceiling. No problem. It's super cool, super modular. Still making some little tweaks and adjustments to it so that it can accommodate all the large size cards. As you can tell, it fits a 1080 no problem, but I'm going to make sure that you can fit 1080s to the ceiling. All right, we should be ready to go. Oh, she's alive. That is a cool looking card. That is the coolest looking card that I have for sure. I'll definitely get a close up because wow, that is a pretty graphics card. I don't buy cards for looks, but It looks cool, and it's making me money. Go ahead and get our mouse here. Computer's taking a second because it's shitting its pants. It's like, dude, a 1080. Oh shit. I just had 1050s. What is this? Give me a minute, please. I need a moment alone. Oh yeah. Yeah, these are so cool. I can't wait. I can't wait to do a photo shoot with my entire rig in these and have a few rigs together. It's going to be extremely dope. So be prepared. Be prepared. She froze. Sometimes that happens to the new card. Sometimes if you leave it for long enough, I feel like it'll fix itself. But what I like to do is go ahead and restart it because, you know, we got shit to do today. Second time's a charm. That's the fun part about Windows, you know? It's like an old Nintendo game, right? You just blow on it and sometimes that magically makes it work. Right? I mean, I would think the spit would have ruined all my games, but hey, it worked for Nintendo for years. And this stuff is random too. My mind due to heat stroke because mining. Oh god, yes. Alright. Let's see what she can do. So I'm gonna just shut the other cards off actually at first and just run the 1080 so we can see what that one does. It's not showing up right away. I hate when it doesn't show up right away. So when you run into this, the first thing you want to do is just check your device manager real quick, which does require a keyboard. Will need a keyboard to check the device manager. Alright. So, it's not even showing up. Probably means something's unplugged or just not plugged in right. At that point, you really just kind of want to do a restart because Windows does a lot automatically with the drivers. I've actually been in this situation before, and while I'm trying to figure it out, seen the screen flicker a few times, and all of a sudden the card comes up. That's really common. So doing a few restarts and just giving Windows a few minutes can sometimes be a really good first step. So I'm going to restart it, and I'm going to just go ahead and check my cables while I do that. Alright. I'm just going to go straight to the device manager so we can see if this thing's showing up. Alright, so I'm back in my device manager and the 1080 is still not showing up. I am using a lot of splitters. Probably too many splitters. I had a rail go bad. What can I say? So let me just try and reduce the amount of splitters real quick and let's just try the 1080 by itself. Whenever you have a problem like this, you know, just start eliminating variables. Okay, now all the cards are unplugged except for the 1080. Just want to make sure it works and see how much it hashes. I'm probably going to put it in one of my other rigs because like I said, I know that the 1080s and the 1080 Ti's, they just don't really like the splitters. It creates a power issue for them and they just don't show up. So if you have some new 1080s or 1080 Ti's, that's definitely something to look into. You know, check out your splitters, try doing it without them. I've also ran into if you have multiple power supplies and they're not the same power supply, that can cause issues. They're really finicky with their power. It's still not showing up. So honestly, it probably just needs a manual driver installation. So my 1080 is still not showing up. But under other devices, I see a little question mark by audio driver. So I'm just going to go ahead and install that driver. And for some reason, sometimes that's associated directly with the graphic card. You can just right click and hit update driver, search automatically, and let it do that. And just see what comes up. And a lot of times it'll make the card show up. Let's see what happens. The first update failed. Like I said, I used to blow on my old Nintendo games. I'm just gonna try it one more time. Sometimes it works. That time it said the best drivers are already installed. I'm getting mixed answers already, so I'm just gonna go ahead and restart again. These are just the steps I always take. My next step will be doing a manual driver installation. From my experience, I just do the easiest, quickest things first and work my way down. Some other things that I would look into if none of these resolutions work is, your BIOS settings, what slot you have things plugged into. Make sure your riser and everything is good. Try different parts out. Try a different rig. Start moving stuff around, but always just keep one variable so you can figure out what your issue is. So I'm going back into my device manager because I've found if it shows up in your device manager, you're going to be good. So this time it said video driver with a question mark by it. So I'm getting different answers, It said audio at first, I did installation, it failed, I did it again. And then all of a sudden it said I had the most up-to-date stuff. I did a restart, now I have this. So I'm just kind of showing you guys some of the stuff that you go through because it doesn't always make a lot of sense. A lot of these videos make rig building look really easy, and it is, but I run into things like this and similar issues to this with almost every single rig build. Windows has successfully installed my drivers. Let's see if it works. Bam, there you have it. 1080 GTX showing up. So that's what I'm talking about. This does not always make sense. And the reason I do this is because it takes a really long time to go download the actual driver and do the full manual installation. It takes a while, 10-15 minutes versus doing it this way, and everything works. So, I just kind of walked you through some of the troubleshooting steps you need to take before you think that your card's broken or you don't know what you're doing, because clearly it doesn't always make sense, but with a series of updates and restarts, you can kind of figure some stuff out. So now that we're done dealing with all of that shenanigans, which I included because that is a real part of mining. That happens, like I said, all the time. So now let's get to the good stuff and see what this 1080 can do. So first, gonna have to go through the painful benchmark, of course, because I just want to know. Tell me how much you make, 1080. Well, while we're waiting for that to benchmark, I can just kind of show you guys some of my prototypes from my bit rig. Pretty cool stuff, figuring out little details and gaps and how to make everything work. Say you had two more cards though, Screw it in, and just slide it in. Lock everything in. And that's a weak prototype piece, and the stuff is strong because I'm using the hexagon shape, which is extremely powerful, and especially when you put them together like a honeycomb, it can support a lot of weight without a lot of material. So it's very strong in itself, but by stacking them like this, it continues to be strong so that you could stack this 7 or 8 layers up and not be worried about your 1080 Ti's falling to the ground. Matter of fact, it looks freaking cool. Instead of having a big ugly thing in your house, you could have something that's almost like a piece of art. And like I said, there's going to be motherboards and power supplies along the way. There's going to be a place for your hard drive. You'll be able to have the whole thing honeycombed up. It's going to be lit. Oh, it is going to be lit though. It's going to be super lit. So while this is benchmarking, I'm going to give you guys a little close up on the card because, like I said, this is one of the coolest looking graphic cards I've ever seen. Oh yeah, look at that beast. She's a beauty. For the win. That's right. I hope this thing performs as great as it looks, because that's a really cool looking card. Especially compared to all these little 1050s. Kind of show you guys how that all goes together, and then you got a lot of room for breathing. And the final version will allow some more variation so your cards aren't all just vertical. And while this is benchmarking, I definitely just want to take a second here to thank everyone for watching and definitely encourage you to subscribe. I have a lot going on. I have the 3D printing business. I have my Skinny Can 3D printing business. I have the bit rigs, and I've recently started a marketing agency with my wife, and it is going extremely well. So I'm definitely going to start having more videos on ways to make money, ways to monetize even off of cryptocurrency. If marketing is something that interests you, and if it doesn't, I still encourage you to follow me, because if market doesn't interest you, it should, because you need to be able to market yourself no matter what you do. I don't care if you just have a regular day job. You have to market yourself to be valuable, to make more money, to your boss, to customers, to whoever's around you. And what I've done, especially in this last 6 months, if you have been watching me since the beginning, I'm primarily, I want to say but I'm going to say was an Uber driver, because I've made a big change in my life as far as, investing money and mentorship, reading, and just, really indulging in life a lot more. And I definitely encourage people to learn more about marketing so that you can get more out of your life. This stuff is super simple. I made the difference of just going to work every day, Ubering, making my money. It was great not working for myself, but I wasn't really making anything out of it. And then when I indulged in the business world a little bit more, I realized that marketing and selling is the value of everything. You have to be able to sell something to make money, and the way you do that is with leads. So like leads and generating people and contacts and networks and connections ends up being the most valuable thing. So I simply realized that I have a golden opportunity. I am in the car with different people from all walks of life for 15, 20, 30 minutes, an hour. I mean, talk about an elevator speech opportunity. I have a whole car ride, and I pick up millionaires sometimes. Everybody takes Uber. There's not many opportunities in life where everybody, no matter what your financial income is, you can be on a level playing field. In that 10 or 15 minutes in an Uber, I'm not a cab driver. I have enough respect that if I want someone's contact information, I mean, it is like 99 out of 10 times if I have a good conversation with them, I'll get their contact information, to the point where I was getting so many contacts, cards, phone numbers. Maybe they just shoot me a text on the spot. And I realized I wasn't doing a good job at capturing it. So I had to, start having a system and actually having, a PDF document, a spreadsheet where when you meet someone, you instantly write their phone number down, something you remember about them, their full name, and you create this contact list. And I can't tell you how valuable that is. Those people will remember you. You can use them even from that 20-minute conversation. It's huge if you hit them up. Hey, I'm the guy, remember, with the business. And I have made so many insane contacts. I have met A-list celebrities, directors, camera people, producers, and you all know I'm an actor. When it comes to manufacturing, I meet tons of people in manufacturing, marketing, distribution, sales. I'm in Atlanta. They all come here for every meeting. I mean, I could almost pick the day of the week and target who I want to get. I can go to certain neighborhoods and areas where it's more corporate and be picking up people from particular companies. It's insane. It's such a good opportunity. So if you're watching this and you want to monetize, you want to make money, you love cryptocurrency, you love 3D printing and indulging in the future, definitely like and subscribe. And let's go on this journey. It's going to be lit. We're almost done benchmarking. A little bit more. A little bit more. Benchmarking is the worst. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I wish it would hurry up. And this is one card. The suspense is killing me. We're at 92. But yeah, I mean, seriously, someone complained about my entertainment value. This is a video about computers. I'm trying. Okay, but guys, seriously, enough jacking around now. Let's see what this thing can do. Oh, don't mind my Donald Trump. Right off the bat, it's at $2.62, which kind of hurts my feelings. I would like more money, please. Please, more. I'm gonna open up Afterburner, give it a little push, see if it can make a little more than that. I'll take more, please. I'm going to start out with a core clock of 182 and the memory clock of 950. Let's push it a little bit and see if we can get these numbers up. Oh yeah, she's roaring. Oh yeah, she's roaring. She's roaring. That got me up to 283 a day. Let's see where that puts me. I paid 760 for it. That's like a 9-month ROI. And that's not even considering electricity, and I got a good deal on the card. That shit's whack. I hope it gets better. Maybe there's a break-in period I'm gonna be playing with this card and seeing what I can do to squeeze a little bit more juice out of it and get that ROI down a little bit. But just to tell you all a little bit about me, I really don't get too bummed out on it. The way that I've made my money through cryptocurrency is by consulting and building rigs and selling them. I actually only ever have 2 or 3 rigs at a time because I'm just circulating through. I don't really care much about what the price of cryptocurrency is. Matter of fact, it's the one item that when I don't sell it, it's cool because it's just sitting in my house making me money. So I'll take it. And I can wait for the prices to fluctuate back in my favor. So yeah, look out for updates. Like I said, I'm gonna try and squeeze some more out of this card. Stay tuned for more videos featuring my 3D businesses, 3D printing, and my social media business. I love to go on this journey with all of you. So thank you all for watching. Please subscribe if you're interested in my bit rig or if you want to follow this new journey that I'm on. I would love for you all to come along with me. Thank you for your time and have a wonderful day.